Assalamu alaikum. My name is Farmanullah and today we are going to talk about the tense changes in active and in passive voice, which is a very important lecture. This presentation provides a detailed exploration of tense changes during the conversion between active and passive voice in English grammar. Understanding these transformations is essential for enhancing clarity, precision, and effectiveness in writing and communication. Now, 10 specific changes and special cases of voice change help students and educators alike, both of them. We begin with the basic principle of the active and passive voice, dealing with each emphasis on different aspect of an action. Next, we will also examine the specific tense exploration, providing clear example and tables and everything on behalf of that. Why tense change is important in active and in passive voice. In previous lecture, we already talk about the most important aspect of these changes. Now this was all about the lecture 2, or you can say part 2, in active and in passive voice. Now let's discuss the general rules. General rules for voice conversion: active sentence, active voice structure, and the passive voice structure. Active voice emphasizes the subject, the doer of the action. This means like the agent of the action, which something expected from the subject. Now, the basic structure follows: a subject plus verb and then plus subject. Subject plus verb plus object. These three structure, which is also called is-be-wo pattern. The teacher explains the lesson. Now, the teacher is the subject and explains is the verb and the lesson is the object. So this is active sentence, while the passive construction will be passive voice emphasis on the object, the receiver of the action or the main action. The structure is object plus auxiliary verb, be plus past participle plus by, and if necessary the subject. Now the lesson is explained by the teacher. Now today we will be talking about the role of the auxiliary verb, the verb be, and also the main verb. This is our main task in today's lecture. Now, when converting from active to passive voice, remember that object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. The main verb is transformed into its past participle and appropriate auxiliary verb is added to match the tense. So two important changes can occur. Two important changes. One changes is the all about the auxiliary verb, auxilill. Yes, auxiliary verb. And then another changes is important changes is the main verb, the change of main verb. Now here main verb will be converted by past participle, third form. You can say past participle means third form. The main changes here in active and in passive voice, main verb will be past participle. What? Past participle. Form of verb will be used, while auxiliary verb will follow the proper pattern of various tenses. Auxiliary verb will be followed by tenses. Now keep this thing in mind. These two changes will occur in active and in passive voice. Now let's move on to the real tense changes, active to passive voice. Tense is present simple. Present simple tense example: she writes a letter, and it will be converted into passive voice. A letter is written by her. So present simple tense we will change into passive voice. We will put is as auxiliary verb and third form. Keep in mind, it is a kind of a tip that in passive voice third form will always be used, past participle. But with the recent changes, small changes, is all about the tense, is MR changes. Present continuous tense, she is writing a letter, so this is MR will take only being plus third form of verb. So a letter is being written by her. Present perfect tense helping verb is has, and this has will be converted into been, has been. And then past simple tense will be converted into past continuous, like she wrote a letter. So it would be a letter was written by her, means third form. Past continuous was, she was writing a letter. This is past continuous tense, a simple tense, and it can be converted was being and then written. Third form will be there always, and plus helping verb was plus being. Being and being is always added to any of the tense which is related to continuous or progressive form. Now past perfect tense had, she had written a letter. Now a letter had been written by her, so had been would be added. Now in future tense, she will write a letter. She, in future tense, we can only add be with the changes in past, and passive voice. She will write a letter. Now here you can see she will write a letter. A letter will be written by her. A letter will be written by her. Two main changes, the helping verb change and the main verb, and overall the changes of subject and object plus the pronoun changes. Now future perfect tense, how we can change the future perfect tense. So the future perfect tense sentence is she will have written a letter. She will have written a letter. That is, a future perfect tense. Will is future, have is perfect, and then when we change it into the passive voice, so we will add been at the end. What we will add? We will add been at the end. Now it become she will, a letter will have been written by her. Now note, future continuous tense and future continuous, future perfect continuous. Future continuous and perfect continuous tense are typically not used in the passive voice. Understanding these specific tense change is crucial for accurate voice conversation. We do not use that in our conversation. Now converting passive voice to active voice, identify the subject, then move on to the object and add after that by, then move the object, shift the object of passive voice to the subject and adjust the verb according to the tense. Now voice change in modal verb, this is very important. How can we change the modal verb? So modal verb rules, modal verbs can, could, should, may, might, etc. are followed by be plus past participle passive voice. For example, she write a letter. And then passive example would be like this: a letter can be written by her. A letter can be written by her. Modal verbs maintain their position in the sentence while be and the past participle are added to the form of the passive voice. This ensures the modal verb's meaning is preserved during transformation. So modal verbs can be the same. We cannot change it because it can not be taken place of the second form because of the verb be. Verb be is always there, so we cannot have two changes occur in a single sentence. So in the passive, in active sentence, can, could, should, may, might be the same as in the passive sentence. A letter can be written by her. We cannot write here a letter could be written. No, we cannot write and we cannot change it. A letter could be written by her or by him. So we should keep in mind this thing. Now special cases, interrogative and imperative sentences. Interrogative sentences, yes, no, question. Active sentence, did she complete the assignment? So was the assignment completed by her? And who wrote this book? By whom was this book written? And then in imperative sentences, commands or even request, so orders and commands: close the door, let the door be closed, when we convert it into passive voice. And then request, please help me, passive voice, you are requested to help me. You are requested to help me. This sentence is very polite, and it is very indirect. Now, interrogative and imperative sentences are required for specific transformation to maintain their function and meaning in the passive voice. Understanding these special cases is vital for complete mastery of English. It's very important in English language. Now, let's move on to another discussion, that is the importance of voice and choice. So, active voice. Active is the direct and preferred in daily communication and academic writing and journalism. And passive voice is useful in scientific writing, formal reports, and when the doer is unknown or unimportant. When the doer, the agent, is not important. Doer, not agent, agent. When the agent is not important, means the subject is not important, we use that voice. And in passive voice, action is important, not the one who has done some action. Clarity and emphasis. Now, choosing the right voice enhances clarity and emphasis, the intended focus on the sentence. Now, selecting the appropriate voice depends on the context and the desired emphasis. Active voice is generally favored for its directness. Active voice is always direct, while passive voice is suitable when the agent, not the doer, when the agent is unknown or the action is more important than the agent, than the one which is important. So a passive voice we use when the action is important rather than the one who is doing. Okay, key takeaways and further practice. Understanding the rules, grasp the basic rules for converting between active and passive voice, and practice tense transformation is very important. Familiarize yourself with the tense specific changes through examples, and then recognize special cases. Learn how to handle interrogative and imperative sentences. That's also important. And choose voice wisely in the sentence, whether I should use the active or whether I should use the passive. I should know these things in much detail, that what kind of voice should I use. Now, mastering voice transformation requires consistent practice, attention, and detail. By understanding the rules, practice conversions, and recognizing special cases, you can enhance your writing and communication skills. So it's very important in English language to be focused on all those important information that we already discussed. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like, and please comment. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.